Good afternoon and welcome to the first episode of Rock Chalk Replay. I am your host, Andrew Lind. Rock Chalk Replay recaps KU's weekend games while introducing what Jayhawk fans can look forward to in the week ahead. On today's show, Jordan Ziegler and Kyle Mathis will recap KU football's horrific loss to Baylor while also highlighting games from around the Big 12. Emma Lionetti will discuss how Kansas swimming, volleyball, and soccer fared last week, and I will take you inside Kansas basketball as they kicked off their preseason last Monday. All this and more after the intro. So before we hear from Kyle and Jordan about a bitter weekend of Kansas football and a look back at the rest of the league, let's hear from Emma, who has more about swimming, soccer, and volleyball. Emma?
Thanks, Andrew. This week was quite eventful as KU swimming, soccer, and volleyball all saw success in their respective sports. On Friday, women's swimming kicked off their fall season with the CSCAA National Championships at Lone Star Lake in South Florence. Sophomore Kara Church placed a team high in 9th, while 3 of her teammates finished in the 20s, and senior Greta Olsen finished in 32nd. Overall, the team finished in 5th place with 59 points. They compete next on October 1st in Topeka for the Sunflower Showdown. On to soccer we go. Last Thursday, the Jayhawks defeated Dartmouth in their 2-game trip up to New England. In Hanover, New Hampshire, KU capitalized on goals from freshman Rylan Childers and sophomore Kate Dreyer, which helped lead the team to a 2-1 victory. However, on Sunday, Mark Francis's team was not so lucky against Harvard. The Crimson jumped out to a 2-0 lead in the first half. Despite a second-half goal from Kansas Maggie's Gagne, it was not enough, as the team fell 2-1. The Jayhawks are back in action on Thursday at TCU and away in Oklahoma State on Sunday. KU's volleyball has now won 6 consecutive matches after defeating Kansas City, Missouri State, and Albany this past weekend in the Jayhawk Classic. The Jayhawks came from behind to beat the Roos 3-1. They then went on to shut out both the Bears and the Great Danes. Kansas begins Big 12 play on Friday in Lubbock, Texas against Texas Tech. After the commercial break, Jordan Ziegler and Kyle Mathis will break down KU's loss to Baylor while also taking a look at the weekend games from around the league.
You may not hear it at first, but it's there. Our chant, rising. On this summit, callings converge, voices unify into a chorus that sounds out for good, for greatness. Can you hear it?
Welcome back to Rock Chalk Replay. I'm Jordan Ziegler and I'm joined by my partner Kyle Mathis as we look back at Kansas's 38-point loss to Baylor and all other Big 12 action from the weekend. As I mentioned, Kansas failed to get the offense going in the second half, which led to a monstrous 31-point second half for Baylor. But the Bears laid down the law in the first half, jumping out to a 14-0 lead. Luckily for the Jayhawks, transfer junior quarterback Jason Bean connected with wide receiver Trevor Wilson in the end zone, slicing the Baylor lead to 7 as the teams headed into halftime. As the weather heated up, so did the Baylor offense. Baylor went on to score 31 unanswered points in the second half. Baylor was bolstered by a 122-yard rushing performance by Abram Smith, a 2-touchdown game by Gary Bohannon. Baylor moves to 3-0 on the year, while Kansas drops to 1-2. The Jayhawks dip back out of conference play this week when facing Duke on Saturday at 3 p.m. in Durham, North Carolina. The last time Kansas and Duke met was in 2014 when the Blue Devils blasted the Jayhawks 41-3. For now, Kansas has its sights set on seeking revenge and getting to a 500 record. Kyle, tell us about the crazy game from Norman, Oklahoma, where the Sooners defeated their old conference foes.
Yeah, Jordan. The Nebraska Huskers, who were formerly in the Big 12, they traveled to Norman Saturday and left just shy of a win, losing 23-16. If Nebraska could have pulled out the upset over the number 3 ranked team, Husker fans would have been rowdy. Oklahoma's Spencer Rattler did not have a standout game. However, he rattled off 214 passing yards and 1 touchdown. But Jordan, all eyes were turned to the defense as sophomore DJ Graham made one of the most impressive interceptions that we've seen this season. Just ask Spencer Rattler. His reaction says enough. The Sooners held a 14-point lead heading into the fourth quarter and was able to limit Nebraska to 1 score, picking up the win and moving to 3-0. Jordan, West Virginia slipped past the Hokies of Virginia Tech in a thriller. Tell us about how things went down in Morgantown.
Things certainly went down in Morgantown, Kyle. That is for sure. Jumping right to it, the Mountaineers edged number 15 Virginia Tech 27-21. Despite the score, though, it was a one-sided affair for most of the game. For over half of the contest, West Virginia led by at least 13 points. Senior Jarrett Dodge threw for 193 yards and 2 touchdowns, while senior running back Letty Brown reached the end zone by foot, along with 161 rushing yards. Despite the win, it wasn't enough to move into the AP Top 25 this week. All right, Kyle, tell us about the last game and how the Oklahoma State Cowboys snuck out of Boise with a 21-20 win.
Thanks, Jordan. And thanks in part to lockdown defense in the second half, the Cowboys were able to use their 1-point first half lead to propel the team to victory. A field goal and a touchdown from senior Davis Coder put the Broncos out to an early 10-0 advantage. Moments later, though, Oklahoma State closed the gap with 7 points of their own. Senior running back Jalen Warren led the Cowboys to victory through 32 carries for 218 yards and 2 touchdowns. When we return from a short break, Andrew will take us into an inside look into Kansas basketball, and he'll tell us what we should know as the season is approaching. We'll be right back.
Kansas basketball's infamous boot camp concluded last week as players' main goal was to get in physical shape ahead of the preseason and ultimately the regular season. Head coach Bill Self ran the team through lots of conditioning drills, including testing the vertical jump by having players tap their heads on the backboard, which was a sight to see on social media. Now, super senior Cam Martin, who transferred from Missouri Southern State during the offseason, told media last Wednesday that waking up has been the hardest part of boot camp.
For me, the hardest part is just getting out of bed. I'm in the grad program right now, so I kind of got in a bad habit of having all online classes and sleeping in the mornings. So just getting up now is the biggest struggle for me.
And for senior Ochai Abaji, he said boot camp is all about overcoming the mental struggle and guiding the new guys.
You know, boot camp every year, I feel like for me gets easier. But it's just always a mental thing. So at the end of the day, it's just mental and, you know, helping the younger guys and the guys that haven't been through it a lot, getting them through.
As boot camp wrapped up Friday, Kansas announced that Run DMC will be the live late night entertainment on October 1st. Now, Run DMC is known for their songs It's Tricky and Walk This Way. Before we say goodbye, let's take a look at what KU students think about KU football and conference realignment. Our Emma Lionetti was on Wesco Beach this past week. Take a look.
What's up, Jayhawks? I'm Emma Lionetti here on Wesco Beach, and today I'm here to ask KU students how they feel about football in the Big 12. Let's go. How do you feel about the 4 new teams being added to the Big 12?
I see it as 4 new wins for the Jayhawks. Rock Chalk, baby.
When's the last time the Big 12 had 12 teams?
80s?
No.
2002?
Nope.
Currently?
No.
2005? When did it?
2010.
Damn, really?
2010. Oh, okay. Do you think KU should stay in the Big 12?
Honestly, the question I think really boils down to, will anywhere else take us with our football program as it stands right now?
Yeah.
Why?
I know, we're doing good here.
But I think academically and with our basketball program, we do stand to be a big asset for any other conference. So probably not is really my opinion.
Should KU leave the Big 12?
Yes. Oh, yes. Yes.
Why is that?
Some better basketball games.
I'm a Big 10 supporter. I think we should go to the Big 10.
No, I think we should go to the Big 10.
I'm trying to play Michigan.
I definitely think that if they join the Pac-12 or like the Big 10, that they may be able to like be better off financially.
Is KU a football school?
No.
No. Who's the head coach of our football team?
I have no idea.
I don't know who the new one is.
Oh my god, me either. That's horribly embarrassing.
I don't know.
Shoot.
I don't know. It was Les Miles.
Yeah, it was Les Miles.
Lance Leipold.
Oh, yeah.
Ooh. Name 3 players on the KU football team.
Bean.
Kwame Lassiter, Kenny Logan, Jason Bean, Jalen Daniels.
Keep going.
What's Buddy's name? Gavin Potter.
Who's Gavin Potter?
I can't. I don't even think I can name one.
When's the last time KU and Duke football met?
2019?
No. Last time KU and Duke met in 2014, Duke won 41-3. What are your predictions on next week's game?
I think it'll be closer. I think Duke lost to a FCS team in week 1, so KU played a FCS team pretty close. So I think it'll be a pretty close game, but hopefully KU can win this one.
That is all we have for today's show. Thanks for tuning in to this week's edition of Rock Chalk Replay. We will catch you next Monday. For Andrew Lind, Rock Chalk, Jayhawks.